And I can make 4-inch scale trees out of one of these. They're not bad little things, you know. They might even be good background trees, but and they can be done. But there's as much effort in making 4-inch scale trees as one of these. Shape. Everyone's got different opinions. I do trees for a living, not these trees, real trees, and I tend to think that tall, skinny pines look better than squat, fatter. I wrote in there the Christmas tree type. A couple of reasons. In a scene, you can look through a stand of tall, skinny pines, because you've got a couple of thick ones you can't look through it, and they actually take up too much floor space, whereas the tall, skinny ones, it doesn't matter about how much material you waste, because that rope, for $2 a roll for how many 100 metres in that? 60 metres, 100. We're not talking a lot of difference, you know. So I'll choose my top or bottom. Let's suppose on this one we'll make a tall one. Starting at the bottom, I'll be alright to make a mess out of here, you reckon?
Well, the tree does.
Well, look at what the real trees do.
Yeah, it's just easy in trying to... Well, I've got a big bin. I've got a big bin where I just...
Just upset Mario, let's go move his camera.
We'll blow it all into his bag. So I've got a big bin, because you do a few of these and you'll get a little pile of cut-offs. So just start at the bottom. I generally leave the bottom branch.
Oh, that's difficult.
That's real hard, isn't it?
You've got a bit of a byproduct there too, anyway.
If you can catch it, yeah.
You got for weeds, you chop it all up, yeah. Chop it all up.
Blame it on the cat.
Yeah, it'll blow away. It's green, you know. So that's you'll get a couple of little straggly bits, and don't be afraid to give it a bit of this. Doesn't hurt, you know. Like you can take a few notches out of it. Doesn't really matter. It's like I said, it's not got to be perfect. The only thing I always try and do is make sure I've got some good solid stuff down the bottom there. I'll show you why later. I try and, when I make them, I sit down, I don't sort of sit down, hot glue, foliage, all that. I sit down, I'll make a bunch of these, get them to that stage. They're really easy to store like that. They're pretty, you know, they've just been passed around. They'll last for, don't know how long, because I'll keep them stored. As soon as you get them to this, they're delicate, they're bulky, they look nice, and you can put them on your layout, but they're just harder to store. So you can use a vise. The vise you've got to crank up, close again, take it to the vise. I like using these because you can clamp them to your table, adjust it to whatever table you're at, clamp it to your table. It's a quick release. You're not mucking around, sort of, you know, tightening your vise and loosening it.
Are they two separate pieces of wire, are they, Steve? Not
They
a
are.
loop?
Yeah.
If you got a loop,
if you got a loop, yeah.
stick it on a nail.
I haven't found it. Yeah. Only reason I've used this is because lengths of 18 inch. I used to do a loop, put it in there, but I still found I had to get that loop of wire and still clamp it together when I make it. So this, just out of trial and error, seems to be a, you know, yeah. You do eventually. I mean, I had one of these that you get the tree and you'd be mucking around trying to snip it at the end. This just from making probably close to 1,500 of these things over the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years.
Cooper's drill?
Yeah, it is actually, yeah. He let me bring it though. Yeah, it's actually, if you want a toy for your 3-year-old, go and buy one of these from Bunnings. It's cheaper than Toys R Us. But anyway, and you can sit there all day squeezing that trigger, and when it runs out of juice, make sure the chuck's all tightened up, just recharge the battery. But for this, you don't need a lot of torque. You don't need your good cordless that you put, you know. Yeah, yep, exactly right. This is possibly the most fiddliest part of making the trunks. Just pop it in your chuck. And kind of watch it as it goes. You can play around with it. You can do it real super tight. You can leave it a bit open. There's the basis of what's there. So, I mean, I'll be pretty happy with that shape. You can see there I've got a couple of thicker branches that I haven't really separated. Doesn't really matter. Don't get too uptight about it because they're covered in foliage later and you won't know the difference. When it's like that, I always try and keep as much there to hold it as possible. It tends to. Now, pine trees look a bit better with a tiny little pointing top, I think. Anyone disagree? It's open for discussion. It's just, that's what I think. There are round top ones, but I think they look good when they're, you know, in a big clump. So,
Steve, how close do you go to the wire at the top?
pretty much up to it, mate. Pretty much up to it. The thing is with the smaller ones, and it's hard. It's hard for me to do. Sometimes I do take them a bit thinner than that. See, that's more of a Christmas tree shape. You see what I mean? But if you look in nature, when they're smaller, they do tend to have a bit better. As they get longer, they get a bit leggy. So they don't look too bad, but I always like sort of taking them maybe down another, like that. And you don't even have to take it all the way to the top. Just take the little, and have a play around. These, I mean, the cost involved in making something like that is not that much. It's just your time that goes into it and how you finish it off and how you make it look. So really, you can afford to experiment with it. You know, take a few little chunks out here and there. In the overall scheme of things, it's not going to matter as long as you leave the bit down the bottom. Anyway, now that I did one that showed you what to do, this is what to do. And these are pretty. These smaller ones are actually a bit more durable than the. One or two little critters may sneak through there. You get the odd bit of straggly branch. They're easily tidied up, I should say. And one thing I've always liked done, ever since I first made it, is give it a bit of a pull down. Nature doesn't grow sideways, and they look a lot better if they've got some sagging branches. They just the whole shape of them, and that you know, in 5 seconds, it makes it a much better looking tree.